Hey everyone! We took a 5-day trip to Kuantan not just for sightseeing but also dive into the local food culture. With the help of some local friends, we managed to map out where are the places we need to visit, and let me tell you, what we found truly surprised us. So come along as I take you through our food journey in Kuantan. This was the first place we visited, and honestly, you have to see it in person to really appreciate it. It is a spacious, fully aircon, 2-shop lots of restaurants. We got there about noon, and we really hesitated at first. I mean, Appam for lunch? It really a snack or is a dessert, right? But when we opened the menu, it was packed with different choices from classic sweet appam to
our special sauce for the appam. This one, zero sugar, where we don't use coconut water, milk. We use coconut water and their flesh to make it zero sugar. So before having, sir, need to pour everything at the middle.
I'm going to pour everything at the center.
In the middle only.
In the middle. Yeah, so because we don't want to lose the crispiness.
Why the appam is so special. Instead of using the regular coconut cream, they mix the coconut water with freshly blended coconut flesh. So it is naturally sweet and no added sugar is required. And yet, it still looks just like the regular coconut cream. We have ordered 3 different types of appam, which is very special. I've never seen that before. This is called Golden Aam Corner. And this is the traditional one. And this one is the one that with, is it chocolate flakes?
No. Coconut flakes.
Coconut flakes, okay, coconut flakes.
Crispy, super crispy.
Alright. And the other one, it is never seen before, slightly that you never seen before because this is nasi lemak, but it is not on a plate, but it is being put onto a piece of appam. So that's why we've ordered 3 different types. And furthermore, you may have seen something that is very familiar to you. This is the direct. That you might have ever seen because this direct has no sugar at all, but it is sweet. The reason why is because they are using different types of tea leaves and herbs that make it special. 8 different types of tea leaves and 2 different types of herbs inside the direct. And the sweetness is come from all these ingredients. So this is the appam, this is the original one. And I'm going to use fork and spoon. The reason is I just want to keep my hand clean because it's so much of special milk. And this special milk that I put it in, it is not the normal coconut cream. According to the owner, this is a combination of the coconut water that we normally drink from the coconut, plus a blend of the coconut flesh. So it looks like coconut cream that you actually use normally, but it is not. That's the special thing. You soak into all this at the center, but the side is remaining crispy. That is the difference. You gotta try it because we have never seen this anywhere else. Worth to try. Let me try another one.
Even their crust is not burnt, it's just crispy.
So this is another one. If you look at it, this is it coconut? Shredded coconut. Roasted shredded coconut on top. The flavor is richer than the original one.
The way they make the appam is so good.
And lastly, I want to show you the nasi lemak on appam. Perfectly done appam, perfectly round shape, and you look at it, crispy. Yeah. So what's that? Instead of rice on banana leaves, all the ingredients like the sambal, the egg, cucumber are all served right on top of the crispy appam. Now since appam is made with a fermented rice, it's surprisingly filling and no rice required. Next, we head to Jalan Besar. That is the main street of Kuantan. There is a place with a lot of classic 1940s shop houses, and we are looking for the truly unique cafe called Periuk Ali Russia. The moment we step inside, we're surrounded by motorcycles, racing gear everywhere. And turns out the owner Ali is a huge motorbike enthusiast who spent years of traveling mainly at Russia. So when he opened a cafe, he merged his love for bikes and travel into his name. Therefore, Periuk
Tapi
Ali
ada
Russia.
banyak bike ya ini owner ini dia suka bike ke? Collector lah. Oh, cantik lah tempat ni.
And besides all the motorbikes and all racing gear, there are some black and white photos of Jalan Besar when it was in the 1940s, and I very feel like stepping back in time. But I need to clarify that this is not a Russian restaurant, and the menu focuses on the local East Coast dishes. We tried the nasi kerabu, which comes with some beautiful blue rice, sambal fish, ulam, keropok.
You mean like that?
Yeah, it's so pretty. This one, they have some chili. They have some, I think rice.
Rice?
No, it's the sun. Kerisik. It's kerisik.
Sambal ikan.
Oh,
Sambal ikan.
Oh, sambal. Oh, sambal ikan. Wow.
Sambal ikan.
This is sambal ikan. And then they have a sayur. All kinds of sayur. And then this one, still crispy.
Yeah.
So good that we come here.
Okay, start.
I told him we have to mix everything. Then we shall enjoy it much more.
The food was tasty, but really left the mark was the ambience.
So good. Different from
It's
the
a kind
one
of place
in
where
Kedai.
passion,
Because the one in Kedai,
stories,
I
and the
think the
vibe
one is
elevate
vegetarian.
everything.
This one is ikan bilis sambal.
And right after that, we continue our cafe hunt just a short walk across the street to Miss Elliot at Hock Bee. At a glance, it looks like just an ordinary old traditional Chinese shop lot. No fancy cafe signage, doesn't really look like a cafe at all. But the magic happens the moment you walk in. Inside, there's a coffee counter right at the center, surrounded by some tall ceilings of the building with some preserved Chinese furnitures. So the mix of the old and new, the east and west is so fascinating, and my cup of cappuccino felt a little bit out of space. That's exactly why we like traveling, because at times we just stumble upon these kinds of moments without any warning. Alright, after my cup of cappuccino, I still feel a little bit hungry, and suddenly I saw something right across the road. It is a building written as 1940 Kopitiam. That word immediately caught my eyes because most of the shop houses here was built back in 1940. So we found a place to sit down and relax, and there are lots of space between tables. There's no aircon, but it doesn't really matter. There are ceiling fans, and there are cool breeze drifting from the backyard.
Breakfast, which I've ordered some bread and coffee. The place is very nice, and there's no aircon, but there are very cozy because and you have to order at a counter and pick at a counter yourself. So it's a kitchen lah. It is a back door of 1940, but it's equally nice, so it doesn't really matter it's the front or the back. You go through
curious about it, so we went over to the backyard, and in fact, it is a back entrance. It is surprisingly charming. It's nicely kept, it's a beautiful garden, and it's totally Instagram worthy. When we returned from the back, we saw there's a staircase leading up to the first level. It is in fact another restaurant owned by the same person, but it is only open for lunch and dinner. We ordered toast and nasi lemak, and the taste is okay, it's average, but you know, the main thing over here is how to soak into these nostalgic feelings, having some breakfast in a place where time seems to move just a little bit slower, and that's what this 1940 Kopitiam gave us. What's more refreshing during the blazing hot weather in the afternoon than having a bowl of ice cold chendol? And we found Cendol Air Putih completely by chance. Because we saw the crowd, about 15 to 20 people were lined up outside. So no question asked, we parked the car, joined the queue. We place our order and pay at the counter, get the ticket number, wait for 20 minutes, and once the number popped up on the digital screen, we went to the serving counter, grabbed the bowl of chendol, head to the air-conditioned dining area upstairs. So how was the chendol? Now honestly, it is quite good. It is easily compete with some of the best chendol that we had in Kuala Lumpur, and that's our reference point. But the real joy is not really the chendol. It was the experience, it's the queue, the wait, and the shared stories among strangers while we are waiting. The little thrill when we got the number and finally be called. And that's the kind of traveling memories that really stick with me. Up next is probably Kuantan's most famous dessert spot, Kula Kicks. If you haven't tried it, you probably not consider really experience Kuantan's cafe culture. This place is legendary and everybody come here for one thing, the mango cheesecake. When we arrived, the place was packed and customers already gathered outside and waiting patiently. So we wait for about 30 minutes outside, and before we actually allowed to go into the tiny air-conditioned ordering room, and there's only 2 customer groups are allowed to go into it at any time. That's right.
It's only a booth that sells the cakes. It's only on the weekend. In the outlet, this is the only one.
Yes. Cyber Giant is only a booth.
Yeah,
Only
on
weekend.
weekends, yes. And these are their cake, their sizes.
Maybe they bring you over there.
Yeah,
Like that.
and they
So order, after taking order, pay, wait here, and then collect over that counter and then bring it over to the other side.
So we place our order, wait for a while, then we collect our cake at the same room. That is our pandan cooler and the mango cheesecake. And then we make our
lots of
way
space
to the
now
open area next door.
Can get it's closed at 6, right? Now it's about 5:30.
This is the
Mango cheesecake.
mango cheesecake.
And
this is
that
the
is the specialty. What's that called?
pandan cooler.
Pandan Kula.
This is the
Mainly consists of pandan, serai, and some lime.
and they put the sago seeds. I think it's
A
sago.
little bit of sago.
We sat down at the open air dining area, and after the first bite, we instantly understood why the hype.
I think the cheesecake, most special part is the mango on top. It's a really fresh mango. And let me try
The
this.
texture wasn't just smooth, not just creamy. It was those generous slices of
Very smooth.
fresh mango,
It's
not
actually fresh
puree,
mango on
not
top.
syrup,
You can see the layer of
actual mango pieces layered right on top.
I think the most special one.
The cheesecake is so smooth, so creamy, and the flavor of mango is so intense and honestly worth the wait.
I think it's very special, no wonder.
Closer look.
Yeah. So this is the piece, fresh mango, whole piece. And they just put a little bit sauce on top. And you look at the texture of the cheesecake, it's very smooth. No wonder the queue is there. Look at the cheesecake.
If you love satay, you got to try Sate Zul. They have a few outlets, and we choose to have our dinner at the branch at Kampong Alu Akap. When we arrived, we found that most of the satays are already sold out. There's only chicken and duck left. So since I never tried duck satay before, we ordered some plus a few satay marinated chicken wings. And it is very well marinated, and I don't even need the peanut sauce. I just eat it like that without the sauce. It is so flavorful. The satay comes in very generous chunks. It's no filler, no fatty bits, just perfectly marinated meat chunks.
They've ordered a few types. This is chicken. This is duck and chicken wings with nasi lemak. Chicken is perfectly grilled, never get overburned, and it's still very tender. And the sauce is not very spicy. We may have added with some palm sugar, probably. Not quite sure about it. The itik, the duck satay is something I never tried before, so we ordered just 4 sticks to try out. The texture of the meat is slightly tougher, but it's not to say too tough, it's still bearable. The satay is so flavorful that I can take it without any sauce, and I like to add the sauce to the pressed rice instead.
We are so hooked up with the cafes at Jalan Besar, so the next morning we headed back again to this place. This time we are at a cafe called Pickers. What interested me is there are many run by the Malays, but there are strong traces of Chinese heritage in the cafe. For example, right at the entrance, there's a big old Chinese signboard with 3 large Chinese characters. It is likely a remnant from, the building used to be when it was in the past. It probably is a Chinese grocery store, because the Chinese character does not reflect the meaning of pickers. There are also black and white photos hanging on the wall looks like it is owned by the previous owner, and it looked like a wealthy merchant back then. In front, there's a little store selling some traditional desserts and the nasi bungkus, that's the packed rice.
Oh ni, cantik punya tempat.
We ordered a packed rice and toasted bun. That is the basic everyday breakfast tables for Kuantan people. Food-wise is okay, but the real deal was just sitting there, watching the people pass by and trying to decipher all the exhibits and displays, which is nothing related to the cafe.
Ginger, onion.
Now, if you want to have something different, something a little bit more Western, Tjantek is the spot. After leaving Pickers, we stroll a little bit down the street and step into this beautifully preserved shop house. Inside, it is a different world, and most of the original furniture are still intact. So we sat down, having our cafe latte and pancakes, and just soak into the mood with old Malay song playing softly at the background. It is very relaxing. So what really stood out? There are wooden cabinets filled with architectures and interior design related books. We asked the barista, and he said that the owner is an architect and interior designer, and then explained all this curated collection of books and the strange artifacts around the cafe. Honestly, I don't feel like sitting in a cafe, but more like sitting in someone's personal library. It is cozy, it's creative, it's calm. We wrap up our cafe hunt in Kuantan by visiting the last one, Warung Brekpes. When we were here is right before 12 and it's a time in between period. Breakfast service has ended and the lunch hadn't fully kicked off yet. However, we managed to order a set of nasi kerabu and a set of a ubi pobo pisang, which means a purple sweet potato with banana. Unlike many other cafes that we have been, which is more leans towards the traditional charm, this one is sleek, bright and contemporary. It also means that not all the cafes must lean towards the traditional nostalgic feeling to make an impact. Next up, we drove 20 minutes away from city center to restaurant Thong Kuok. This place is famous for Chinese steamed buns, but is only open on selected days and limited hours, and it is only for takeaway only.
我哋隔幾成冇想啊，如果係我就 OK 嘅，我就 OK 嘅，因為我中意食冷味嘅。哦，咁樣得，咁樣我。
We met with the owner who is an elderly auntie in her 60s. And because of short of hand, she only make limited buns on certain days. Her signature is a pillow-shaped red bean bao, tau sa bao, which is cottony soft. And once we bite on it, we understand why there are so many customers. The bun is perfectly soft and the texture is silky and the molten filling is oozing out. And now I can understand why there are still so many people coming back to look for the buns even though she has scaled down her business. In the evening, we head to Celup Tepung Hujung Tanjung, which is a seafood restaurant next to the jetty. Over here, we ordered a kampong fish, which is very fresh. But what truly blows us away is the Celup Tepung itself. Now this Celup Tepung is a kind of topping which is very crispy. It's like crispy flours made from rice and wheat flour. And it was very light, very airy, and it's perfectly seasoned. And the good thing is that they make it being not greasy at all. And the mix of this crispy fish and also these flours is something that is truly special.
I don't know what they call this. It's super crispy. And I thought it's very oily, but it's not. Wow. The fish is so fresh. We are supposed to eat together with the fish.
After having the Celup Tepung, we drove a few minutes away to the restaurant Ikan Bakar Petai to try the Malay style grilled fish. This restaurant is huge, and when we arrived, we were a little bit confused how to order until we observed how other regulars is doing it. So first we picked the seafood that we need, that is we chose stingray and shrimp. And then we head to the weighing station to get the price calculated. And then you just watch them to grill the fish over the charcoal, open fire, which is wrapped in many layers of banana leaf and with a dark sambal sauce. And I can tell you the aroma and also the open fire when you watch it is enough to make you feel hungry.
Banana leaf.
We open the banana leaf and the fish is super fresh.
Wow, so nice. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. And then you have the... This is the prawns. See? The taste is so good with the petai.
What is it?
Very
Malay?
good. Ikan pari.
Curry.
Very, very good.
Very good.
Together with the sambal, their homemade sambal and the petai, it tastes so good. What I can say is super fresh. Anyway, they also give us extra sauce, which is one I think is the sambal sauce.
They do provide dipping sauces, but honestly, we don't need it. The gravy had all the flavor that we need.
Really good.
Take a closer look.
I think anybody who sees this, they must come here and try.
On the last day of our visit to Kuantan, we went to Restoran Hoi Yin, a halal Chinese coffee shop for breakfast. According to the shopkeeper, they have been operating here for many years and this is the only outlet. They serve various types of noodles with curry noodles as the main one. I found that the food is decent but it's not exceptional, but still it is a nice spot to enjoy the meal at Chalo Chempedak. If you want to dine at the Chinese food court, then 888 Food Court is my choice. This place has everything from curry noodles to lor mein to yong tau fu, chicken rice, what you name they have it. They also have a large parking area in which you can use your touch and go to pay, which is great for travelers. We tried noodles and rice from a few different stores and it was consistently good and it's quite clean and spacious. So if you are craving for Chinese Malaysian street food, this is where you want to be. Before we head back to Kuala Lumpur, we make one last stop for lunch at Kemaman Kopitiam Original. Unlike other cafes that we have visited, it is a chain outlet with feel, and the design is quite contemporary. And although it doesn't have air conditioning, this open, airy layout creates a very pleasant atmosphere. Since we are not very hungry, so we just opt for curry chicken with rice and some buns. The food was decent, is what I expect from a reliable chain outlet, but with some distinct East Coast flavors. So if you travel to Kuantan and short of time but you want to sample Kuantan's local flavors, this place is ideal. They have an extensive menu that covers nearly every local cuisine that you can think of, and you can get it all at one place. So these are all the restaurants and cafes in Kuantan that we have visited, and I can understand that this can never be a complete list, but I hope this guide will help you to plan an authentic and delicious food adventure in Kuantan. Thanks for joining me on this tasteful journey, and don't forget to like, to subscribe and share if you found this helpful. Until next time, enjoy your food and happy travels.